The stars were aligned for love, or so I thought. Thought my life was void of all purpose until, on one fateful night, looked up into the fathomless sky and saw the stars were aligned for love, and not designed to hate or die. Though I've been feeling so desperately alone, but just knowing that you were online, baby, with all these reassuring tones, and with all this coincidence lately, it has been somewhat surreal. And the look in your eyes, it's more than just its appeal. With your JPEGs and IMs, we can make all these dreams seem so much more real, just by releasing the keys. And cyber feel. So let's seal this heavenly deal. Held a vigil for my love one night, with a candle scented of roses and a spirit burning ever so bright. And like my yearning, its glow in my heart has never before felt so right. With a pictured smile that lights up like all the heavens above, I've never known until now such a passion for love. The serenity it brings, soft and tender like a dove that sings, such angelic warmth gently wrapping around you by their wings to comfort you in all things. Every time I see you, I can feel the candlelight warmth and internal glow of your heart and smile. It just sustains me for countless heavenly miles. I can't sleep nights, like on a full moon in all its might. I just want to embrace you ever so tight, and whisper thoughts so airy and lofty delight. Barely have I known and felt such passion before, that moves my spirit right from its core. What other mysteries will you have for me in store? Always a kind greeting that never appears too defeating. It's just a dizzying, heart skip beating, repeating when we're in meeting. You're a vision delivered in brilliant hues, and I pray for the day that I can blissfully taste the cake with you. On Valentine's Day, we yearn for that true love, devoted to stay till death do us depart. On sacred lips thou would say. The stories have all varied, but never wavered on this amorous day. Cupid's arrow is a direct hit in hopes for eternal bliss in every which way. For whom the martyr made it possible, for all would ultimately pay. A trick-or-treater's trek. Wickedly cold, piercing bitter winds that strongly resemble eerie sound effects that's heard all abound. This veil between these worlds, part for spirits good and bad and other colorful characters to walk this sacred ground. On front porch steps and in lacy curtain windows sit jack-o'-lanterns in the void of darkness with menacing expressions so painfully extreme in their silence, with their uncomfortable, constant, illuminating glow. Children laughing and running through the wet and dry, leaf-riddled streets, dressed up in costumes that competes, while going from door to door, ringing and rapping out some annoying musical score, while neighbors are thinking, wait a minute, weren't you already here before? With pregnant trick-or-treat bags, sometimes tearing open mercifully from the sides and bottom onto the sidewalks and lawns. There you stand there in complete helplessness as you watch it all spill out all over the place. Frustration comes over you like a possession as you yell and scream in utter disgust. With parental escorts either by their frightful side or waiting patiently or not in idling cars, they either embarrassingly say amongst their ghoulish peers or with pride, "That's my ride." Ghost white bathroom tissue streamers riddles trees at random, or were they? Eggs get thrown filled, with or without paint, either at beloved neighbors' houses or at innocent monsters by a mob of really nasty and rotten kids, some anonymous adults as well. Pumpkin victims lay sadly all over the neighborhood like a Humpty Dumpty crime scene scenario. You wait in anticipation to get home so that you can dump the entire contents of that night's hard-earned labor all over the dining room floor, or on any surface for that matter. Naturally, of course, each and every piece will have to be thoroughly investigated by many means before feasting and gorging until that poor stomach of yours becomes bloated and agonizingly sore. This will not be an easy war. This operation was aimed directly at an eerie feeling that were manifestations occurring among us, like the strange fluid that surrounded this night. It gave us these humid-like sensations. The air almost had this suffocating quality to it, with weird swirling patterns that had also accompanied this horrible stench that would just grab and violate you beyond description. What was it? And where was it coming from, I asked myself. And what did it want? You could obviously see what it had mercifully done to the civilians as well as to the countless armies before us. The gas masks that were issued worked temporarily. They were practically useless. You could also never get that high-pitched shrill out of your head every time we strike. All you could do now was pray for this madness to cease, but you knew deep down that it would not, and you were right. We couldn't abandon all hope. Eventually we would find their Achilles heel. I asked a soldier in the field if he had ever encountered one up close. I could tell he was new, right out of boot camp, just a stupid kid that will have to save my ass when it comes time, and that is unsettling to know. No, he unenthusiastically replied. Well, I have on many unfortunate occasions, and it's never pleasant, I said. They are just plain hideous. With their haunting, mesmerizing stares of decomposing flesh, they tear off their persons with a maniacal, demonic laughter, and eat it, with their multiple rows of jagged teeth that never stop growing like a shark's. Only our savior at this time is our fully automated 800-foot tower of death-powered, howling as it delivers a thick layer of lethal powdery agent spraying 24/7 from its broadcasting equipment by the millions of pounds. Its residue covers a roughly 70-mile radius, ghosting their adversaries bit by bit.